Here are 5 steps you need to take if your credit score is below a 700. Let's hop right in. Hey everyone, it's me, Jazzy Mag, and I wanted to do a video about how to raise your credit score if you just don't know anything about credit. I have so many people in the comments that have said, well, Jazzy, I've used your kits. I followed them. I used your templates. My credit score went from 580 to a 750, or my credit score went up 100 points in just 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you for putting in the work. But then I have my special babies, the ones that require a little bit more attention, and the ones that say, well, Jazzy, I have never dealt with credit before. I mean, someone ruined my credit when I was younger, and I literally don't know where to get started. I don't know where to pull my report. I don't know which reports are accurate. I just don't know what to do. So this video is for those of you that have been working on your credit, but it's also for those of you that just don't know where to start at all. So when it comes to your credit report, as we all know, everyone has 3 credit reports. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Those are the big 3. Those are the most important credit reports you can have. There are other credit reports. There are actually probably at least 50 other credit bureaus that report things like evictions, things like judgments, other things that may not appear on the big 3, but the big 3 are the most common. They're the most popular when you are applying for a home, a car. Usually they're going to pull from the big 3 and they're going to look at your FICO score. So if you say, I want to get started with my credit, where should I go? Please do not go to Credit Karma. I know y'all love Credit Karma, and that's okay. It's fine to like them if you're just getting like a bird's eye view of your credit report, but it can be very inaccurate. It's a free site for a reason. And the information as far as your credit score can sometimes be outdated. It can be inaccurate. The account information sometimes doesn't fully show. So there's just a lot of stuff that Credit Karma can sometimes lack. So if you're going to pull your credit report, I would recommend that you pull it from Experian or MyFICO. I like both of these sites because they provide accurate information, but they also have things like credit simulators, which show you kind of like a hypothetical view of how your credit score can increase over time based on if you pay something down or if you make a purchase. What it shows you kind of like in what your score is now and what it can look like in the future. So that's the first thing you want to do, is pull from one of those sites. The second thing you want to do is always make sure that your personal information is correct. Your name, your date of birth, your social security number, and your addresses. You want to make sure that this information is accurate. Now, if you come across something like an address that just does not belong to you, absolutely delete that. But there are some people that say, hey, I have my current address on there. Should I delete that from my credit report? Why? Because somebody on YouTube that didn't know what they were talking about said that you should delete all your old addresses. Number one, that's a bad idea because you still have to have addresses for identity verification purposes. So you don't just want to do a sweep of your information and like sweep yourself off of the credit report to where they cannot like match up your information when it's time to do like an identity verification. You only want to remove inaccurate information. So if it says that you lived on 127 Smith Street and your address is actually 125, then that would be something that you would want to remove because it's an address you've never lived at. Now, the next thing that you want to do, this is where all of the work actually starts. You want to check for derogatory items. Derogatory items are collections, charge-offs, late payments, and any type of public record such as a bankruptcy. Some people would even consider inquiries where you have hard inquiries. They would consider that at times to be a derogatory item. But the items that are easiest to focus on and that are easiest to remove are always going to be collections and charge-offs. This is because collections and charge-offs are usually sitting with a third party that may or may not have the legal right to collect anything from you. And they are probably trying to collect an amount that you did not originally owe the merchant. So if you've ever had a hospital bill, or maybe you had a cell phone and you closed out the contract and then they sent you a bill 6 months later, you didn't pay it because you thought you were all good. They sent it to collections. Collections added an extra $1,000 on top of it and said, okay, now you owe us the original balance plus $1,000 collection fee. If you didn't agree to that, where you signed off on it with the phone company, that would not be something that they should be legally trying to collect from you. In fact, they should not have it on your credit report because that would be an inaccurate amount that they're listing on your credit report. This is one of the reasons that you can use for disputing. You can say, hey, I don't owe that amount. Or you can say, hey, I don't owe that at all. This account is paid. It should have never gone to collections. Again, I have a credit kit with a roadmap that explains what to do, if there's an original contract, if the amount isn't correct, all that good stuff. But the point is, you want to tackle those derogatory items because many of you have paid collections and the balance shows 0 on your credit report. And you're like, why isn't my credit score going up, Jazzy? I literally paid this. Well, I'm here to let you know a paid collection has the same weight as a collection with $1,000 balance. A collection is a collection is a collection. So the object is to remove the collection. And once the collection is removed, that is when you'll see your credit score going up. So removing a collection does not decrease your score. This is something you can verify on the Credit Reporting Bureau's websites. Because you're removing a collection, that is not considered like something that would hurt your score. Now, you want to, when you are tackling things in collections or things that have been charged off, you want to ask yourself a few questions. One, is it accurate? Is the amount accurate? Is the charge off date accurate? Is the delinquency date accurate? Does it actually belong to you? Did it belong to your ex-spouse? Did it belong to somebody else that you might have co-signed a loan for? Is it past the statute of limitations? If it's in collections and that collection is from 2011, well, FCRA law says that you can only report this on my credit for 7 years. So if it's an old collection that's outdated, that's something that can be disputed, and that's a means to have it removed. And has it been validated? Have you actually gotten an itemized billing for it? Do you actually know, have they actually sent you original contracts proving that you agreed to the debt and that you are obligated to pay the debt? So once you ask yourself those questions, now comes the dispute process. Never dispute online. It is automated. It is computer run, and it is something that generally it's going to come back verified within 24 hours. You always want to, in my opinion, dispute by mail. It forces people to do work at the credit bureaus. When you handwrite those letters and you send them certified, they only have 30 days to verify the information. And if they can't, by law, they have to delete it from your credit report. Please never, ever dispute positive reporting information. So if you have like a car loan that you've never been late on, or you've got a credit card you've never been late on, don't dispute accurate, positive information, because one, that's frivolous disputing. And two, if they were to remove the positive accounts where you've never missed a payment, that is something that could make your score go down. So some people like to do a sweep of their credit report and they dispute everything on there. And then they say, my score went down. And it's like, yeah, because you removed positive accounts that were not negative. So be mindful of that. So a lot of you have asked, what if I have an account that's in collections that I've been paying on? Can I still dispute it? Yes, it is your consumer right to dispute it with the credit bureaus. You can dispute it with the actual collection agency, but I personally like to do it with the credit bureaus because they're the ones that are responsible for removing it. The collection agencies are going to be a lot more like, oh, we don't want to remove it. We're not obligated to remove it. Like, they're going to give you all these excuses. So we go around them and we go straight to the credit bureaus to say, hey, I would like this fully validated. And I would like for you to send me the method of verification. How did you verify this? Who did you talk to? Who told you that this account information was accurate? That's what we want. Again, I have this all in templates, but this is just a high level overview. The templates are down in the description box, but this is just a high level overview of how you get started. Once you tackle the charge-offs and the collections, if you have late credit card payments, you can use the CEO method and have those late payments removed. I've done videos on that. I've got templates on it. I've got everything you need. So just know that all credit is fixable. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. And please don't pay anybody to fix your credit, because you can fix it a lot faster yourself when you are the one sending off those letters. So let me know if you have questions about that. Please like and subscribe if you found this information helpful, and let me know if you have any questions down below. Until the next time, I will see you later. Bye.